What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to set up and mine Tari utilizing Tari Universe. Now, this is the fast and easy get up and running standpoint for Windows. Actually, it's for all sorts of PCs, not just Windows. You got Windows, Linux, and Mac here. It's just a program you installed in your operating system. It's for individual rigs. So if you want to run it this way on multi-rigs, you're going to have to install this on multi-rigs. The node guide will be coming later on once I get it figured out. But with that one is the one I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious about, and that's pointing your Hive OS and XM rig or even GPU rigs, depending on, what you're mining with, because Tari is a GPU as well as a CPU mineable coin. And on the CPU side, you're also merge mining XMR right alongside it. So that's boosting your profits as well. Right now, currently at time of recording, no exchange is available. So keep that in mind, 100% spec coin, but let's get started. So step number one, you're going to have to download the Tari Universe. So once you get that downloaded, as you can see right here, I just downloaded it. You're going to click on it, and now we're going to have to simply install it. So we're going to click on the install tab right here, hit yes, we're going to install that. Then it's going to run through all the process here, fast and easy. It automatically does everything on its own. All right, installation successfully completed. As you can see, now I'm going to hit the launch button. Yes, we're going to accept this. Wait for it to do its thing. Now we'll see if I have a keylogger or not. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So get rid of this. Wait for it to load up. Setting up the Tari app, network speed test. So it's going to do internet connection tests, all sorts of stuff here. Wait for it to do its thing, and then we'll continue on. I do want to point out, while it's doing the whole setup thing, you can see we're also syncing with the Tari network. So it is connecting and getting all in sync here, just like you normally would with a node. It's just a little background node, so you cannot point external rigs to the Tari Universe. Again, this is for individual rigs only. As it goes through its process here, we're at about 53%. We can see setting up the Tari node, waiting for block sync. So 2,688 of 2,688 headers and 1,400. And this is where my currently sync process is based on the total. So I have about 10 minutes and 56 seconds remaining till I'm fully in sync. All right, so here we are. We can see it all completed, and it began mining all by itself. If I want to stop, I just click this button. But we can see that we're kind of low on our hash rates here. Our GPU, I can't remember what the SHA-3 on a 4090 is, but it's saying about 76.49 mega hashes per second, so million hashes here. And we're only getting like 6 kilohash on here. But I do notice about this eco mode, where currently it's in eco mode. You can put it to ludicrous, or you can set custom sliders. But by default, I want to show you what eco mode is doing. Here is my CPU. We can see we're only getting 2.6 to maybe 3,000 megahertz on this, when this CPU is indeed, we can push this thing to like over 5 and stuff, right? This is a 7950 X3D. So, we can get a lot more oomph out of these threads. We're not even using 50% of the speed here. So it's down quite a bit. So I'm going to boost this up a bit, coming into the GPU side of things here to take a quick peek at that. We're only using about 97 watts here in the software, so we're probably around 105 to 110 watts at the wall here. It is using 100% of our GPU, if I can find that right here, GPU usage 1. And it looks like it's also using my integrated GPU. So it's like I'm double GPU mining here. So that's interesting. GPU 1 and GPU 2 coming out of my CPU here are both being utilized. So that's kind of interesting. So anyway, coming in, we can see my GPU 2 power. So I want to crank this up a bit. Let's start with the CPU side. So I'm going to pull this out of eco mode, go into custom, and choose your cores. So it is picking up threads as cores. This is a 16 core, 32 threads. So I'm going to boost this up to, what is it saying? Substantial high CPU usage may cause overheating and hardware failures. I mine on this thing full bore. So if I have an issue, it's their app. So let's check this out. I'm going to save the changes and see what happens with my CPU. Oh, it's readjusting, applying changes. I can see my CPU power here now is doing some dotted lines and stuff. So I'm going to wait for everything to set up, come back and see what things look like. All right, so it doesn't look like it really did anything. It's still bouncing around 8 to 9 kilohash here, 8 to 9,000 hashes here. On RandomX, this CPU should be around 22 kilohash or 22,000 hashes. And we're not seeing that. Even on this, we're actually losing speed. We went down to 1.8 Now we're at 2.1, 2.5, 2.4. Are we picking up? No, it's going back down. So we still need to figure out a way to boost this up some more. So I'm going to play around, see if I can figure this out at all. All right, so I did put it into ludicrous mode here. We can definitely see the GPU is picking up. The CPU is still not gaining anything. Our speed on the CPU is still pretty darn slow, but coming into our actual GPU here, we can see we're using over 348 watts, 340. So we're probably about 350 to 370 watts at the wall. You're probably going to want to set some overclocking in this case. So obviously I'm going to use something like LOL mining or GUI. You can set your core offsets, memory clock locks, all sorts of stuff here. That's how I would recommend setting overclocking for your GPU in this mode, and then mine it from there. Remember, this is a core intensive. SHA-3 algorithm is a core intensive coin, so you don't really need any memory. Lock it at like 810, and then lock your, depending on your GPU, you know, maybe give yourself 2200 core on the 4090 or something like that. All right, so it's kind of looking broken on the CPU side. I'll still do a little bit of playing around with it, but let's move on to some of the settings here. So let's start with general, obviously auto start on system boot and stuff. Turn that off and on. Let's go into the wallet. Here you can see your wallet addresses, your seed words. No, I'm not going to show them. Monero address, seed words. Obviously, if you want, you can get the Android wallet and get a new address and everything, or just use this one in every rig. So then you can just adjust this address, put it in every single one. Same with your own Monero address, just put that one in here if that's something you want to change to a different one. For mining, here we can see CPU mining. You can turn on your CPUs, turn on your GPUs, turn them off, on, whatever you want here. Now I adjusted some stuff here, and these are on by default. These two are grayed out. I actually had to turn off GPU mining, turn it back on to allow me to turn one or two off individually. As I mentioned, this is my integrated graphics, and I don't really want to use that, just my straight 4090 here, but I don't even really want to use the GPU right now because I'm trying to figure out what the issue is with the CPU. It's not allowing me to get full speed out of my CPU. We're getting less than 50%. So that kind of sucks here. Moving forward, we got pool mining. You can enable your pool mining or disable it. And at that point, obviously, when you disable pool mining, you're 100% solo mining, no longer in that group of miners. But we're going to turn it back on just so that we are in that pool mode. But I still think we're solo mining in pool mode. It's more like P2 pool where you're solo mining, but solo mining as a group of miners, if that kind of makes sense to you. You know, I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works, but that's just how some of these options are. You have a bunch of connections and stuff here. I probably shouldn't be showing that. We got experimental features. One of these features are under active development and can behave unpredictably. So let's see what those are. Do we got some more? I don't see nothing really here. Tor, control port, bridges. Okay, nothing really to do. I thought some. Oh, wait, what do we got? I thought I saw XMRig. Here, I see XMRig here. Refresh versions. So that could be what we're using by default in here. So there's got to be a way to manually change, you know, our threads and stuff. I don't know why it's not working. Could just be glitchy software. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here yet. All right, so I did put this into single thread mode, and we are getting single thread performance. We're seeing, look at this one pump up right here. So that's good. We're seeing things happen on single thread performance here. So I'm just going to keep, what is that? I don't want that. I got to go into here, and let's just keep adjusting this. So I'm just going to bring it up to 25 threads. Maybe we have to limit our threads a little bit. Let's save changes, see what 25 threads does look like, and let it do its thing. Oh yeah, now we're making progress. 16.7 kilohash here, or 16,700 hashes per second. Let's just bring up our Ryzen master. Oh, we're getting some speed boosts here. We're seeing we're at about 4.3 across most of these cores here. So it looks like we do have to limit threads. It doesn't have the ability to use all the threads. So what if we just try like a 30 here? Let's try 31, one short, and just kind of see what that does for us. All right, so for the CPU, I think my sweet spot anyway is, I keep clicking on the wrong thing here. We're going into custom. I'm around 28 cores. If I go up any more, I don't really gain any hash rate. And when I drop it, I start dropping hash rate. So around 28 of 32 cores is about my 18 kilohash and pretty much my sweet spot for this settings. Now, if we could manually run XMRig, you would get better numbers here. But through the app, you know, there's probably a lot of tweaking that has to come through. So now that we kind of got the CPU part figured out, I am going to shut this off. I'm going to come into my settings here, go into mining, turn off the CPU, and now let's play around with some GPU settings as well as overclocking, and then we'll kind of tweak this out. All right, so for the GPU, this is kind of what I got going on right now. So let's just take a look at it here. I was going to bring up my LOL miner. So I forgot this is actually 5001 memory I set it to. It needs a little bit of memory, but not too much. I did get only like 700 to 800 mega hash with 810 on the memory, but 5001 pushed me to over a gigahash here. So I locked my core at 2400. I got my core offset set at 300 and my memory is at 5001. I did throw this into ludicrous mode and we are sitting around 1.13 gigahash. It bounces around. Sometimes it's up to 1.3 or so, but this is where I kind of found the sweet spot. You can obviously keep playing around with this, do more custom things. As soon as you pick ludicrous mode or something, this will default back to where it is right now. I did try up in here. Didn't really notice much of any differences, so I just decided to run ludicrous mode, and it seems like it's working good. So if you're looking for a way to tweak your GPU, obviously LOL Miner GUI will set those overclocks for your GPU here, and as we can see, and double check that again for you guys, 5001 memory, 2400. Power is down to about 199 watts in the software, so we're about 205 to 210 watts guesstimate on the 4090 at the wall here, and then we're just hashing away with the estimated 2.23k coins per day. So that's pretty much it. That's how you get up and mining. Hopefully, you know, I did a lot of testing here as well. It wasn't a straight guide on, you know, here's how you do it, get it done. I had to play around with things. I recorded as I did that so that you guys could see what I was doing as I did it to try to figure things out. But we did get the CPU figured out. We kind of got the GPU figured out. We're dropping some hash right here. That's okay. It will pick up again, but hopefully this does help you get up and running utilizing the Tari Universe app. And remember, this is just for individual rigs. You're going to have to run a full node, which I'm going to try to figure out here sometime soon so that I can point my entire farm onto Tari. And I'm sure that's what most of you guys are looking for as well. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.